Guys. So my name is Mohammed Shoaib. I'm a cybersecurity professional certified from EC Council, and I teach courses such as certified ethical hacking, web application pen testing, and SOC analysis, security operations center analysis. And our session today is going to be a quick demo on the certified ethical hacking version 11. Okay. Before that, any introduction on your end, guys? Gajanan and Satish, I guess, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, Satish.
Sir, actually, I'm a developer working in Hyderabad in one of the startup. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. And Satish, what about you?
Sir, my name is Satish Vilguri, sir. I'm working as assistant professor in St. Martin Engineering College in CSC department, sir.
Right. Okay. So, how did you get interested in cybersecurity, Satish? Since you're a professor in computer science directly.
Yeah, I have the much more interest on the computer networks and communication. Then after this is a trending technology, I have to know more exposure and to learn and to deliver the students. That is my passion.
Okay, Satish, cool. That's a great idea. Anyways, guys, let's get started without any further ado. So before I start the session, this is a common query that I ask all the students just to understand their perspective as well. So you might have heard this term called hacking somewhere in your life. You could have read about it or in some blog or watched about it in a video or anything. So you might have had your own perspective. But when we talk about generally about hacking or define it correctly, hacking is nothing but the procedure of trying to gain access to information systems. Okay. Now, these information systems could be anything, guys. They could be from as small as a mobile phone to as big as a web application server or a database. Okay. And this gaining access is done without the permission of the person owning those systems. Okay. So usually once the access is gained to these systems, the hackers can steal the data, destroy the data, or just delete the data. Okay. Or even sell it sometimes. Okay. For their own financial benefit. Okay. Now, if hacking seems such a malicious task, why do we have a course called ethical hacking? Is the next question. Because ethical is something which is completely legal, okay, and which is completely allowed. But if hacking, on the other hand, if you check out that term, that is completely illegal. So how are these two contradictory terms coming in the same sentence? Is the main question. Okay, how could hacking become ethical? Is the main part. So what even the course is named itself as certified ethical hacking. Okay, so if I had to define ethical hacking, on the other hand, this is the procedure of trying to find vulnerabilities. Okay, a vulnerability is nothing but a flaw, a weakness in the source code of the application. So your job as an ethical hacker would be to find these vulnerabilities or loopholes in the information systems. And this is done with the permission or with the consent from the organization. Okay. Now, once you find these vulnerabilities or loopholes with the permission of the organization, you try to report them back. Okay. And once they are reported, these vulnerabilities are patched because these are the same vulnerabilities that attackers exploit on. So thereby what you're doing is you're trying to do the hacker's job before them, trying to find the vulnerabilities, and you're trying to remove them by giving a patch for it. Okay. If you don't remove the vulnerabilities, hackers try to exploit it and take advantage of the system. So therefore, rather than trying to harm the organization, you're trying to publish those vulnerabilities or report those vulnerabilities back, patch them up, and see to it that you're increasing the security of the infrastructure. So rather than causing harm, you're trying to increase the security. So that is the main difference when you talk about hacking and ethical hacking, guys. Where in hacking, hackers try to get access to the system, they try to take advantage of the weaknesses. In ethical hacking, you're trying to find those weaknesses and report them back, so that once you report it, the company applies the patches and that closes the doorway for the hacker. Is that clear, guys? What is hacking and ethical hacking and how they are different from one another? Basically, again, this is one query that students get confused around. So how is hacking different from ethical hacking? So just to clear that out beforehand, I hope this is clear enough. Satish and Gajan.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Now, depending on these two terms, we can also categorize the various types of hackers, guys. There's someone known as a black hat hacker, then there's someone known as a gray hat hacker, and finally there's someone known as a white hat hacker. Okay, a black hat hacker.
Sir, audio is breaking, sir.
Oh, 1 second. Let me just check my microphone. But now, guys, is it better now? Any difference?
Okay.
Much better?
Okay.
Perfect. So as I've mentioned, there are different types of hackers. There's someone known as a black hat hacker, there's someone known as a gray hat, and then the white hat. Black hat hackers are also known as the cyber criminals or the hackers directly who perform hacking for their own benefit, and they do this without asking for permission. On the other hand, you have the white hat hackers, also known as ethical hackers or penetration testers, who perform hacking or ethical hacking just to increase the security of the organization. And they work by abiding by laws and policies of the organization. Okay. And in between, there's someone else known as a gray hat hacker. Now, this guy is a kind of mysterious guy, has both the qualities of a black hat hacker as well as a white hat hacker. And therefore, they're also known as bug bounty hunters. These people perform hacking or ethical hacking without taking permission. So like a black hat hacker, he does not ask for permission before finding the vulnerabilities. But like a white hat hacker, once he finds a vulnerability, he tries to report it back so that he can get a bounty from it. Now, a bounty is nothing but a reward. So that could be a money reward or a reputational reward, anything which benefits his career. Okay, so thereby he has both the qualities of a black hat as well as a white hat. Therefore, they're called gray hat hackers. Okay, now whatever hacker you take, whether it be a black hat hacker, also known as a cyber criminal, or a white hat hacker, also known as a penetration tester, or a gray hat hacker, all of them perform hacking or ethical hacking in a systematic manner. Okay, they follow a certified number of steps, and these steps are followed in the same order to increase the chances or the probability of getting access to the systems. Okay, again, various organizations categorize these steps into various numbers, but if I had to summarize it up, there are 5 important steps of hacking. Okay, or even if whether it be ethical hacking as well. First step is known as information gathering. It can also be called as a reconnaissance or footprinting. Second step is known as scanning, which can also be called as enumeration. Third step is gaining access. Fourth step is maintaining access. And finally, the last step is reporting or clearing traces. The reason I've specifically mentioned OR over here is because that is where it makes all the difference between a white hat hacker and a black hat hacker. If you are a white hat hacker or an ethical hacker, you try to report all the steps taken or the procedures followed and submit it to the organization with the vulnerabilities. If you're a black hat hacker, you definitely not do that. You will obviously try to remove all the evidences. So after you take advantage of the system, after you get the data, you try to remove your footprints, okay, which is nothing but clearing traces. And so that you cannot be identified or you cannot be traced back. Okay. Now our whole course of certified ethical hacking is going to be focusing on the same 5 steps one by one. Okay. So let's discuss each of these steps one by one in a brief manner so that you get a clear picture of what we're trying to achieve. Yeah, guys. Does anyone have a question?
No, sir, as of now, nothing.
Okay, perfect. Please. Now let's proceed further into one of these steps one by one, so that you have a clear picture of what you're trying to learn in the whole course. First step of information gathering. So as the name itself says, this step involves the hacker or the ethical hacker to try to gather as much information as possible about the target passively. Or what I mean by passively is that the hacker or the ethical hacker tries to get this information from third-party sources rather than contacting the organization directly to try to get this from the internet. Okay. Now your main question would be like, so what kind of information are we talking about over here? And this is the information as follows. So we try to get information such as the IP address information or the whois records, the DNS records, employee details such as contact numbers or email addresses, or their publicly disclosed usernames and passwords, or the domain names of the company, subdomains of the company, and the operating systems used by the organization. Okay. Now, trust me, seems to be very huge information or very vast variety of information, but all this information can be clearly obtained from the internet directly. So you don't need to go to you don't need to contact the organization directly for any company or for any organization on the internet. You can directly get it from other third-party sources. So if I show you a very brief example, for example, if I wanted to get the email addresses of a certain company, of the employees of a certain company, all I have to do is just go to the browser. So let's say I open up my browser. And if I search for a website called hunter.io, has anyone ever come across this website, guys? Hunter.io? Satish or Bizan?
No, sir, never. I just heard it once. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a website which allows you to get access to the emails of any company. So this is just like LinkedIn for you to increase your contacts or connections with different people from various companies. But hackers or ethical hackers can also misuse this to get email addresses of working employees of any organization. So for example, if I search for any company, for example, Wipro.com, and if I click on search, you can notice this gives me all the personal email addresses of the employees of Wipro. Also tells us what designation they're working for. And these are the working emails. It also tells us what source it could get it from various different websites, as you can see. So this is the official email addresses of the working employees of Wipro. Again, this can be replicated for any organization, whether that be Wipro or any example that you guys want to give me, guys.
Amenchia.
Could you spell that out? I'm so sorry.
PROMANTIA NTIA.
ROMANTIA.
Yeah.
.in. Okay.
Yeah,
Not
this is the
maybe
one.
not. Is this the logo?
Yeah, the same one. Yeah.
Maybe not so sure. As of now, it has no results for that though. Could see maybe it's a Indian company .in with an domain. Maybe that is why
Yeah.
it has not listed out much good ones. But
Yeah.
all the most commonly or most popular ones, it would be visible, Gajanan. I'm so sorry for that. But anyways,
Okay, it's a startup. It's in Bangalore.
oh yeah, maybe that is why it has not yet started giving the emails
Okay.
out. It
No
needs
worries.
your emails to be published somewhere on the internet. So once you have those emails published somewhere on the internet, as you can see for infosys.com, it shows you where the email addresses were leaked. And from those different web pages, these email addresses are captured. Okay. So your email address needs to be leaked on the internet somewhere. And your hunter.io website does a good job at collecting all those emails by crawling those web pages and putting it in one singular location. Okay, so maybe since that being a startup, it could not gather that much information about it yet. But as time progresses, and if you leak out your information somewhere, hunter.io would still definitely show that. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So yeah, coming back to the other one, like for example, let's say if you wanted to get the DNS records, another example, I can just go to DNS dumpster. This is another very important website used by hackers or ethical hackers to get your complete map of the organization servers. So for example, if I can go with wipro.com, this gives me all the DNS records, the information stored in the DNS servers of any company. Okay, so this shows all the DNS servers, their public IPs exactly, then their host records for each domain and subdomain, what are the public IPs exactly. And if I scroll down much further, it gives me a complete map network topology of the Wipro servers. Shows us what servers are there, what are the IP addresses and everything. So this information is publicly available for anyone to access. Again, it is not a fault of Wipro.com. They need to publish this information for their websites to be accessible. It is a job of a pen tester of that company to see to it that these websites or these domains which are being hosted publicly and the information which is being given out publicly is secure from endpoint to endpoint. Okay, so you can't stop them from giving out this information, but it is a job of a pen tester to see that whatever information is being given out publicly, that needs to stay secure. Okay, so that is
Sir,
what.
Can I ask one doubt, sir?
Yeah, definitely, please.
Sir, if any organization uses the VPN networks, is it possible to collect the DNS servers like this, sir, from this website?
No matter what you use, no matter what VPN services use, even those will be listed out over here. So from the endpoint to endpoint, whenever you're hosting a website, Satish, although you can never use a VPN, you need to get the exact access of the public web server. So VPN connections can be used to connect to a local server, not the exact main domain server. Okay, so if you're working for an organization, when you're working from your home, you'll be getting a VPN client login page where you enter your username and password and you connect to the web server or the server you're working for. Okay, but even that server's IP will be mentioned over here, no matter what VPN you use. Okay. Is that clear, guys?
Clear, sir.
All right. Now coming to the next phase, after you go with information gathering, after you have seen how to gather that information for different pages, again, there's a tons of more information to gather. We'll discuss that in the coming classes as well. But after that is done, then we come into the scanning phase. Scanning, which is also known as enumeration. So this involves 3 types of scanning. Again, this is to gather much more information after your information gathering phase. Okay, but in this connection, I mean, in this phase of information gathering, we try to make active connections. So in information gathering, we're trying to get information passively. In scanning, we try to get the information actively, which means we directly send packets to the organization server. And in response to those packets, we get some extra juicy information. Okay, so there's 3 types of scannings again. There's network scanning, port scanning, and vulnerability scanning. With network scanning, you can try to figure out on the target network what all devices are active. And then you perform port scanning to figure out on those devices what ports are open, and on those ports what services or applications are there. And finally, you perform vulnerability scanning to figure out on those services, are there any weaknesses on which you can attack and get access to the service. So during this phase, we'll be using very important tools such as Nmap and Nessus. Okay, and those are the same tools that will be used in organizations as well. So let me give you a brief example of how Nessus looks like. So you can just search for Tenable Nessus. This is the tool that is used for performing vulnerability scanning in organizations. And the reason I'm showing you this is just to give you a picture that we're going to be using the same tools that I used in organization. So this is the same tool, guys. Again, in organizations, they're going to be purchasing this tool for you. So let me show you. If I click on buy, it's around $4,000 for 1 year subscription. Okay. Again, this tool also has a free trial version for us to understand. Okay, so this is available for educators or students or individuals starting their careers in cybersecurity. And I already have this installed on my system. Let me show you. It runs on my port number 8334. And this is how your Nessus tool looks like. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you how to install this tool and how to use this tool and how to perform scanning, vulnerability scanning, and generate a report. So this shows you the report where each vulnerability is categorized depending on the impact that it creates. Okay, from low to critical vulnerabilities. And after performing our scan, this is how the result looks like. Okay, you can generate a report as well. So if you go to the scan policies, these are the different scans it can perform. So in an organization as well, these are the different scans you perform in a local network: advanced scan, malware scan, web application scan, and so on. Okay, and once you scan, you get a report like this. Okay, so this is the main job when you get started in cybersecurity: understanding how to perform scan for a local organization and generating a report for it. From this report, then we try to go into the penetration testing phase, where we check manually how to attack on the system from this report. Okay, guys, might be getting a bit technical, I'm so sorry, but again, just showing you, just giving you an example of a real-time scenario. In organizations, whatever is being used, I'm going to teach you the same things in the class as well. Okay, after that, after scanning is done, then comes the gaining access or penetration testing part. Now, this covers a vast variety of topics, guys. So the first topic will be, yeah.
One doubt. In previous one, in order to do that scan, do we need to connect to that network? And then is it like that?
Definitely in the organization. So when you're in an organization, you can directly do it. But again, if you want to perform it for a remote connection, you have to connect to their network first via VPN or something, and then perform the scan.
Okay, sir, got it. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Now coming to the next phase after that, which is gaining access. Now gaining access is, guys, a very huge concept. It covers a vast variety of topics. Again, the first topic that we're going to be discussing is system hacking. Okay, where in system hacking, I'm going to be showing you how to crack or bypass any Windows operating system password. So whether that be Windows 7, 8, Windows 10 or 11, how do you crack the password and get access to the internal files? So just in case if you've forgotten a password, or how to hackers try to crack your passwords, is what we'll be learning in system hacking. And then comes malware attacks. Now malwares are nothing but malicious softwares, and there's tons of categories among them. There's viruses, worms, trojans, spyware, rootkit, whatnot. We'll practically discuss about each of them one by one, and you'll learn how to create malwares and how to defend yourself from these malwares. Then I'll be sharing you the resources for malwares advanced. Okay, so this is a advanced topic that is not included in the CH curriculum, but this is just a bonus topic where I'll show you the Python programming of how to create your own keyloggers or backdoors. Okay, then comes network penetration testing, where in this we'll learn all the common network attacks, such as sniffing attack, man-in-the-middle attack, denial of service attack, or how to hack Wi-Fi routers, hacking wireless networks. All this comes regarding network penetration testing, attacking all the endpoints or checking for vulnerabilities in a local network. Then comes social engineering, where we'll discuss how hackers create phishing attacks, how do hackers create fake login pages and send phishing emails, and how do you prevent yourself or verify whether an email is safe or it is from an attacker? How do you distinguish between those emails? Okay. Then comes a web application pen testing, where in that we learn all the common website vulnerabilities. So on the front end of a website, what all vulnerabilities exist and how do you check for them and how do you prevent those vulnerabilities, such as SQL injection, cross-site scripting, broken authentication, whatnot. Might sound a bit technical, guys, but these are the vulnerabilities that hackers use to deface websites or get access to the user's cookie data or their user credentials, or to get access to their databases on the backend and so on, attacking websites. Then finally comes vulnerability assessment, where we're using an important tool called Metasploit framework, okay, that is used for penetration testing in organizations. Then finally comes Android pen testing, where we're going to be learning how to perform pen testing on Android phones. How do you create Android malwares and how do you send them to phones and get their remote connection over the internet? Okay, so after gaining access is done, guys, then we come with maintaining access, trying to maintain a persistent connections with the target. So even if the user restarts the system or shuts it down and starts after a very long time, we still need to maintain the connection with the target, and that is gaining access. After that, finally, we have reporting or clearing traces, where we learn how to generate a report or how to remove all the evidences. Okay, so those are the 5 phases of the whole hacking cycle on what we'll be concentrating in the coming courses as well. But again, since not everyone could be from technical background, we have a few prerequisites as well, and those are also included in the course itself. So you don't need to learn anything separately from anywhere before you join the course. There's a few prerequisites required, such as basic networking concepts or Linux and Windows commands and virtualization. And all these are included in the course. So the first 1 week will have introductory classes, such as what is a IP address, what IPv4, IPv6 addresses, what is a DHCP server, what is a DNS server, and then basic Linux commands and how to install a Kali operating system. So for ethical hacking, we need a very important OS called the Kali OS. KLI.org is the official website. And from here, you can download the Kali operating system. Again, how to download this and how to install this, everything is included in the course. So I'll be sharing you this application called VMware. This is a virtualization application, which allows you to install multiple operating systems on your one singular device. So let me power this on and show you. Just a second. So has anyone have an idea about this Kali, guys? Have you ever heard about this operating system called Kali?
Yeah, sir, once I heard.
Yeah, so this is a very important operating system for penetration testing. The most leading OS, you could say. The reason why we have to use this is because this comes pre-installed with all the pen testing tools. So if I click on this, you can notice these are all the tools that we were discussing about. Okay, so this operating system has all these tools pre-installed, inbuilt in it. Okay, the Windows operating system does not come with these tools. So therefore, we have to install this separately and then run this operating system. So this is a Linux-based OS, guys. So don't worry, I'll explain you how to install this OS, how can you do this, and how to use this properly to its full extent of capacities. Okay, and I have used this inside my VMware application. So if you notice over here, this is my VMware. So if I just minimize this a bit to give you a clear picture, in the background, this is my Windows 11 operating system. On top of my Windows 11, I'm running an application called VMware, inside which I have my Kali operating system. Okay, so this is known as virtualization, running multiple operating systems on one singular device. Okay, so we learn what this virtualization is, what are the Linux commands, and how to use this OS, and then we dive into the advanced concepts. Okay, like information gathering, scanning, and all that. So yeah, that is a brief demo, guys, for you to understand what topics we're going to be discussing or learning in the coming sessions. Any questions or doubts, guys, that you guys have before I proceed further?
Sir, is it like preparation for the test, which is for like I heard there is a one test for ethical hacking?
Yeah. Again, I'll be providing the dumps as well, Gajanan, in DurgaSoft. I'll be there to assist you with the examination as well. So we guarantee 100% pass guarantee. So I'll prepare you for the test as well. And again, off the record, we also have proxy support, which means whenever you write the exam, we'll see to it that you pass it, no matter what.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, again, as I've mentioned, the whole course is for the, yeah, Satish. Hello.
Sir, this course is how is going to be helpful for a job profile, sir?
Great question. Again, Satish, this course is the very basic introductory course for people who are starting their careers in cybersecurity. So CH is very important for you to get started in the whole cybersecurity domain. And you can start getting job roles as penetration tester or SOC analyst. Okay, so for you to, again, in order for you to write or appear for any interview for any cybersecurity domain, the first certification they ask is for certified ethical hacker certification, just to show you that you have done all, you know, all the foundational concepts of hacking or ethical hacking. Okay, once you are done with the course, you can start or go for a website called jobs.null.community. This is specifically a website for cybersecurity job roles. Okay, as you can notice, and if you are a complete fresher, these are all the job roles that you can find: infra-security analyst, VAPT analyst, or penetration tester. Okay, so these are all the job roles that any fresher or person who has done CH can start applying for. This is clear, Satish?
Okay.
Okay. Again, guys, one last thing to discuss. The course is for around 30 to 35 days, 1 month. Okay. And we have classes from Monday to Friday, every day for 1 hour. Okay. And the whole course is divided in a 60-40 ratio. So, or much better, I could say 40-20 ratio. So the whole 60 minutes of the class we take every day. The whole 40 minutes, I mean, first 20 minutes, I'll discuss theoretical part. And the rest 40 minutes is going to be completely practical based. So we are going to be focusing more on the practical part rather than boring theoretical concepts. Okay, so it is a completely practical based course where you'll be learning or doing practicals along with me on your lab setup, which I'll help you to install on your system, and you can replicate all the procedures. Okay, It's a very interesting course. The course fees includes all the materials, all the tools, all the PDF files, video recordings, and everything. So with DurgaSoft, all the classes are recorded, and you get the recorded sessions on your Google Drive. Okay, so you can access the recordings whenever you want, even after the course is completed. And you also have the instructor's personal number. Just in case if you have any queries or doubts over the weekends, you can contact me anytime and ask your questions as well. Before I end the session, guys, if you have any other technical queries regarding the course, here's my number. If you have any queries regarding the batch timings or the fees related queries, please contact DurgaSoft. Is that clear, guys?
Sir, one doubt, one question left actually.
Yeah.
Sir, is it required to have any device such as wireless adapter or something? Is it required for this
That
course?
is only for Wi-Fi hacking, Gajan. Unless and until you are not concentrating on Wi-Fi hacking, you would not require the Wi-Fi adapter. So for this one concept of hacking wireless networks, in this I'll be showing you how to use a Wi-Fi adapter. You need a separate Wi-Fi adapter for hacking Wi-Fi networks. Unless and until you have that adapter, you might not be able to crack any Wi-Fi router. Okay, and that is common in any Wi-Fi attack in any course anywhere. Okay, so again, I'll be also showing you a website from where you can get the adapter for the cheapest of cheapest price. Okay, let me show that now itself. Why to waste your time? So you can just search for a website called Z Security. This is the same website from where I got my adapter, Wi-Fi adapter. Okay, usually in other websites, the adapter is around 6,000, 7,000 or something. Don't go for that expensive ones. Go to shop. And in the shop website from Z Security, you get the adapter over. This is the cheapest adapter you can find. It's just $19. Okay, if this is out of stock, you can go for this one also, like $34 or something. Okay, so on a rough average, this is going to be around 30 USD.
2000 something.
Max to max. Oh, sorry, 32,000, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yes, sir, around that.
That's it. Okay, so rather than going for those expensive 6,000, 7,000 adapters, go for this one. I use the same one. It works perfectly fine. No issues with that. Okay, with the extra shipping charges, max to max, it would go up to 3,000, guys. Okay, not more than that. So yeah, I'll see to it that you, again, I won't be wasting any of your money. Again, if you only want to do that Wi-Fi hacking practical, guys, only then go for the adapter. If your job role does not require you to do that, if you have no interest in hacking someone else's Wi-Fi or anything, you don't even need to go with this one. Okay. So
okay, I thought like throughout the course we need that.
No, not throughout the course, guys. If there's anything as such, I'll let you inform beforehand. So right now, all the other tools or software tools are the paid tools also. I'll be giving the cracked versions of it. So this VMware tool also, if I show you, VMware Workstation 16 Pro price. This is around how much? $200 or something, as you can notice. $200. Okay. Again, I'm using the same one. Okay, but the cracked version of it. If you notice, VMware 16 Pro. Okay, if I go to license also, let me show help and license workstation. As you can see, my product is licensed, no expiration. Okay, and I'll be sharing the same product with you. I'll show you how to use paid tools, the licensed tools for free, the cracked versions. Again, all of these are safe to use. So the course includes all these tools, all these applications free of cost. You don't have to pay anything for that. Okay. So again, the course is designed in such a way where we don't want students to pay anything other than the course fees. Okay, and whatever tools are there, whatever applications are there, or whatever recordings are there, all of them are included in the course. If there's any extra physical device that you need, I'll inform you beforehand, because as I've mentioned, for that one singular topic of Wi-Fi hacking, you need that adapter, and even that I'll be showing off the cheapest of cheapest costs which is available. Just to not, again, I've seen this in a lot of different institutes and online tutorials and stuff, that they make you purchase some expensive tools, expensive gadgets. That is not at all required. Okay, so yeah, just to be clear and straightforward upfront.
Okay, sir. Yeah, got it.
Sure. So yeah, that's it, guys. Nothing more for our demo session. I hope you liked it. I hope there were no audio issues or anything. And yeah, if there's any other technical queries, here's my number, guys. You can make a note of that. 768-0069768. If you have any queries regarding the fees or regarding the timings of the batch, please contact the Institute DurgaSoft Academy. Right?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for giving your time on a Sunday. Have a good day.
Your time. Have a good day, sir.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.